Yo, what's up? What's up? Hope y'all can hear me out there. It's kind of late. It's like 10 minutes past midnight. Hold on, let me get something to drink real quick. But yeah, like I was saying, the fuck was I saying? Guys, excuse me, it's kind of late. Oh yeah, Tory Lanez, the new mixtape, the new Toronto 3. Honestly, it was cool, you know what I mean? It wasn't really nothing too spectacular that I thought it would be. The crazy shit is the nigga did crazy Instagram live numbers, like damn near 400,000 people. So I'm sitting there looking at that shit and I'm like, boom, let me just go make a tweet real quick. I'm not that huge of a Twitter fan like that, but I was like, if this nigga don't do at least a quarter of a million the first week, niggas ain't really fucking with his music like that, because that don't make sense. Like, motherfuckers will tune in to his, live or whatever and see the shit he was doing, which he was doing some pretty positive shit other than just having a bunch of ratchet assholes on there doing crazy shit. But he was doing good things, and then Instagram hated on him or whatever the case may be. So I'm thinking that all this shit he been promoting, doing what he doing, for this project, and it's gonna be fire. The one thing that I'm mad at, the nigga didn't pick Kalo K on the record, and that shit was crazy. That's one of the joints that got me excited about this project. You know what I mean? I was like, okay, he using that New York type drill sound or whatever you want to call it. So that's not bad, you know what I mean? The more the nigga try to step out of Drake's shadow, he does the same exact things that Drake does, you know what I mean? From borrowing certain aspects of the hip hop culture, I guess you want to call it. And I'm like, all right, that one was cool. Broken a Minute was all right, but I'm just like, nigga, you rich, we get it. You know what I mean? That's not really that much inspiring of a song, you know what I mean? And that other record, what the fuck is the name of that shit? Let me see. Where is it at? Who Needs Love? Yeah, I wasn't really feeling that shit. But anyway, like I was saying, so I'm like, all right, this is a lot of promotion. New Toronto 1 was kind of crazy. Part 2 was, was good. And so with this, I'm thinking it's a trilogy. This is his last project on Interscope. And then it started making sense. This nigga was going back and forth with Interscope. You know what I mean? And the niggas started saying some wild shit like, oh, I didn't give the label my best music. So all the shit we've been getting from this nigga, every album, mixtape, whatever you want to call it, anything that was a part of his deal as far as a project, it was, I guess he half-assed it. He put in 50%. And I looked at that shit like, damn, because some of that shit is cool and some of it is fire. But I was just like, what the fuck does that even mean? And the only other person that I heard say that, which it made more sense, was Lupe years ago, where he didn't want to give his best work to a shitty label, whatever the case may be. So looking back at Tory Lanez when he said it, I was just like, well, nigga, if your music after this mixtape ain't fire, I don't know what the fuck to say. You know what I mean? So the joint come out, boom, and press play. And I'm like, all right, he doing the 2 beats in 1 song for the intro, Pricey Spicy. I'm like, all right, that's cool, you know what I mean? It goes on, and The Coldest Playboy, which is a good record. Stupid Again is my shit. I fuck with that. And then it get to 10 Fucks, wasn't feeling it. Doughboy's Diary, I'll give him that one. Accidents Happen featuring Lil TJ. I think that's that one nigga in New York that be doing that little drill shit. That song is cool. Broken a Minute, heard it already, pass. Pain, it was cool. Adidas, it was cool. Who Needs Love, skip. Do the Most, that was all right. Penthouse Red, Then it gets to Letter in My City, and I'm like, okay, the nigga didn't even want to switch the beat up a little bit, and this is where I have a problem at, because if you listen to the song, he's dissing, I'm guessing, Interscope Records, CEOs or whoever been a part of his career, but he blanks it out. Now, I'm quite sure that's a label situation. They basically told him that, if you keep this in there, they'll probably sue the nigga, whatever the case may be. So I'm figuring we done seen this a lot. You can take it back to when Lil Wayne mentioned No Limit on a song, and Mystical mentioned somebody from Cash Money on a song, and they blanked it out, whatever the case may be. So I'm like, damn, the song would be more interesting if it didn't have the bleeps in there, because I'm like, well, who is this nigga talking about? And then he talked about when he signed to, what's that fat nigga name that the game was going to beat his ass? The game was going to fuck that nigga up. I cannot think of his name right now. Oh, Sean Kingston. So when he signed to that shit, and I was like, oh, okay, I remember that shit. But the whole time I'm like, damn, this nigga's it's like a Drake sound. You know, a lot of these songs, you know, it's crazy because from everything that I got from this project, it's like, okay, he talked about being broke, you know, being, you know, homeless, being in the streets. Now he got money. Now he got success. He don't really fuck with haters. He's still with that street shit. The diss to his label, and basically he independent once this project dropped. And I'm like, all right, if we gonna be honest, what was really something new that we learned from this project? Because most of the shit that he was saying is just like you interpreting things that we've known before. You know, like songs like I won't even say songs. The project that I fuck with Tory Lanez the most is the mixtape Lost Cause. And, you know, that's when I got to understand, you know, his grandma had kicked him out and everything like that. He started being in the streets, yada, yada, yada. And along the way, you know, niggas didn't believe that he'll be an artist or be, you know, a good artist or even get signed, and he did. And, you know, things of that nature, how that go. You know, niggas that didn't believe in you, while you down, they ha ha ha. But when you come up, they still like, oh, fuck that nigga, he ain't shit. You know, I got all that, but it's just like, it wasn't really nothing new. And as far as the flexion shit, this song right here, Letter to the City, was the most craziest shit. The nigga said, if I don't, the next deal I get, if it ain't worth 100 million, basically he gonna be, he feel disrespected. And I listened to that and I was like, what the fuck? Why? Like, what? Why would it? How are you worth 100 million? Like, I didn't understand that. Like, what? Where the numbers at? I mean, sure, his singles and shit, you know, he probably go platinum and gold or whatever the case may be, but he don't have no classic bodies of work, mixtape or album wise. So I didn't understand that. And you've been in Drake's shadow half your fucking career. That's basically how you started your goddamn career. But you know what I mean? From my understanding, the first time I heard of Tory Lanez was the nigga with the $10,000 video talking about Drake, blah, blah, blah. And I'm just listening to this shit like, that's the most arrogant shit. Like, I mean, you don't even hear, like, you know, when certain niggas talk like that, like a Diddy or a Jay-Z, you know, it makes sense. But why would a label offer you 100 million for a deal? I mean, I didn't go to business school or nothing, but I don't really see that really being profitable for the label, because I'm looking at the project and I think it's like, it didn't even crack 70,000, you know, the first week or whatever the case may be. I could be wrong, but I did think the numbers came back in access something like 67,000. And that goes back to my other point where it's just like, well, where's the fan base that was all on his live? Half those people, at least 100,000 of them should have paid for the project. But we live in an era where everybody streams it. So if you telling me, what's the percentage of that? You got, let's say 400,000 people watch this live, but he only sold 67,000. So what percentage of that audience actually streamed the project, and then what percentage of them actually bought it? You know what I mean? Because I think that's a low fucking number. I was figuring this nigga at least gonna go gold in the first week. Like, that's crazy. Because I mean, you look at the success of, you know, the hype rather of the project. I mean, it came from a mixtape site, you know what I mean? But he's calling this shit an album. But artists do that. If it's successful, it's an album. If it flop, oh, it's just a mixtape anyway. But to me, mixtapes only go on mixtape sites. That Piff, Live Mixtape, Spinnerella, shit like that. If you can get it on a fucking paid service, my nigga, this is an album. You know what I mean? This is original production. You know what I mean? You got Seasick on here and a couple other producers, which I know you pay for these beats. And for you to just throw it out there because that's your last project of the label, that to get you out your deal, that's great. But, I mean, where's the numbers at? So if you got CEOs at other labels, he's great at, you know, being entertaining, you know, as far as Instagram and doing things like that. And he can make songs. I've seen his videos where he makes songs and things, go in there and make hit records and shit like that. But at the end of the day, it's just like the numbers that you not even really charting with your contemporaries is kind of crazy to me, because I'm listening to this and I'm like, okay, the records that basically gonna do something is Who Needs Love, that's already out, Broken a Minute already out. I think Stupid Again, that's one, he should go with that. I don't know if he has a video for that, but he shouldn't just pick the chick records, you know what I mean, to get radio play and get spins and shit, because he actually got some joints on here. I definitely would shoot a video to Letter to the City 2. I would shoot a video for Accidents Happen. And one more, I would say Message for God's Children. That's, you know, the last record. I fuck with that too. Back in Business is okay. D&D, I don't really fuck with that. But it's not really, out of 8 16 records, about, half of them is okay, not bad, but still it's just like, damn, I thought this was gonna be some fire, something that we was anticipating. This is not what I thought it was gonna be. And you left Kalo K off the fucking record, and that's why I was wondering, is that his song or is it somebody else's song? Because it says Tory Lane featuring so and so, and I'm like, why wouldn't you throw that shit on the goddamn, like, that's crazy. That's a crazy record. You know what I mean? That shit is fire. But he didn't put that on there, but he put Broken a Minute on there. I think Kalo K is a better record than Broken a Minute. You know what I mean? That's just some pandering ass shit that these niggas be doing for no fucking reason. It's like the most generic ass song, but I don't know. I guess I'm looking forward to see what he gonna do next. You know what I mean? So this shit was cool, but it ain't what I thought it was gonna be. Other than that, Tory Lanez, the new Toronto 3. What y'all thought about it, man? Let me know. Hopefully y'all can hear me clear out there. Sorry if you couldn't. 1.